Hey kids, Flexing Teacher Weber here. Going to show you the last thing we're going to do with dividing of fractions. We've already done dividing fractions where you multiply by the reciprocal, but we hadn't done anything with mixed numbers yet. And I'm betting a lot of you knew what to do based on what we'd done already. Before the break, we'd been working on dividing mixed numbers where we do multiply by the reciprocal or keep, change, flip. And we'd also looked at when you find the reciprocal of a mixed number, you have to change it to an improper fraction first. And so we sort of knew how to do this already, but let's just go through the steps of how you would divide mixed numbers with the reciprocal. What you would do is, first of all, you have to change any mixed numbers into improper fractions. Okay. Then you have to multiply by the reciprocal. We also know that as keep, change, flip, or Kentucky chicken fried. Then it's always good to simplify the fractions. Remember, simplify those diagonal numbers by finding a common factor that will divide into them. And then multiply what you have left. So we know how to do all this stuff already. Let's just put it together in a few examples. So if you look at the first one here, I'll rewrite it. It's 1 2/3 divide by 2 and 5/6. And you have to change both mixed numbers into improper. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5/3. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 5 is 17/6. So it's going to be 5/3 divided by 17/6. Now we're going to do keep, change, flip. Keep the first fraction the same. Change divide to multiply. Flip 17/6 to its reciprocal, 6/17. After that, we want to simplify any diagonal numbers. Well, I see the 3 and the 6 can both be simplified. I can divide both of those by 3 and I get 1 and 2. 5 and 17 can't be simplified, so I'm left with 5 times 2 and 1 times 17. Oops, and that's 5/17. So we're just combining a bunch of things we already know how to do here. Okay? Let's do another example. 6 2/3 divided by 5. Now, first thing you want to do is write both fractions as improper. So the first one, 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 is 20/3. Divided by, we'll make 5/1. Now we're going to do Kentucky chicken fried, keep, change, flip. We'll keep the first fraction the same, 20/3. We'll change divide to multiply, and we'll flip 5/1 to its reciprocal, 1/5. Now that we have a multiplication question, we can simplify. I see the 5 and the 20 can both be divided by 5. 5 divided by 5, 1. 20 divided by 5, 4. When I work this out, I have 4 times 1 and 3 times 1. That's 4/3. And I'm usually going to write those as a mixed number. 3 goes into 4 one time, remainder 1/3. So it's a lot of the stuff we've already been doing, just combining it. Let's do 2 more questions. Okay, we've got 5/9 divide by 1 2/3. So first thing I want to do is make both fractions improper. Well, in this case, it's a proper fraction, so there's nothing I can do with it. 5/9 stays the same. Divide by 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5/3. Don't forget the keep, change, flip now. Keep the first fraction the same. Change divide to multiply. Flip 5/3 to 3/5. Okay, now simplify your diagonals. I see 5 and 5 can be divided by 5, and you get 1 and 1. And I see 9 and 3 can be divided by 3. 3 divided by 3, 1. 9 divided by 3, 3. I'm left with 1 times 1 on top and 3 times 1 on the bottom, and that's 1/3. Okay, last question. We have 4 and 4 over 5 divided by 1 and 1 over 10. Make them both improper. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24 over 5, divided by 1 times 10 is 10, plus 1 is 11 over 10. Don't forget the keep, change, flip now. Keep the first fraction the same. Change divide to multiply. Flip 11 over 10 to its reciprocal, 10 over 11. And then don't forget to simplify. I see the 5 and the 10 can be simplified by dividing by 5. 5 divided by 5, 1. 10 divided by 5, 2. We're left with 24 over 1 times 2 over 11. That's going to give me 48 over 11. Now a trickier mixed number here that we're going to get. 11 will go into 48. Will go in 4 times. 4 times 11 is 44. Remainder 4 out of 11. So that's how you divide mixed numbers, kids. You change any mixed numbers to improper. You multiply by the reciprocal or keep, change, flip. You simplify the fractions, and then you multiply. That's the last thing we need to do with dividing of fractions. I'll just have you move on to your practice assignment now. Hopefully that helps. That's all for now. Flexing Teacher Weber out.